Hello. So today I'm going to talk to you, as I promised you earlier in the earlier clip, about how we could further improve our studying and retain the information that we have studied in our memories by this very beautiful and very effective strategy of living in the present moment. Now, you might wonder, well, how is that related to studying? Well, it is very related, but let me tell you first about what living in the present moment is. Now, many of us don't live in the present moment, and you might wonder, well, that's strange. I'm very much in the present moment, but are you? Do you keep your mind with the activity you're doing? So, whether it is eating or washing your dog or talking to your mother, talking to your spouse, playing with your child, cutting some cucumber or drinking water, watching TV, texting somebody. Do you keep your mind with the activity you're doing? Or as most people are, I would say a vast majority, is your mind elsewhere to the activity you're doing? So there's so many of us who are seemingly watching TV or a movie, but we're also texting, we are also chatting with somebody else. We are also quarreling with our sibling. We may be studying, but we are also on Facebook or on Twitter or eating something or listening to music or texting somebody. Now we think that that is normal because so many people in the world does it. But just because so many people in the world does it does not make it effective. It doesn't make it useful. It doesn't make it beneficial for us. Over and over again, we have seen in research and surveys that when we are not living in the present moment, or shall we say multitasking, it really affects the amount of information that we can take in and retain in our minds. This has huge consequences for our study behavior. So, a person, on the other hand, who is living in the present moment is somebody, whichever activity they're doing, it can be a simple one as washing their hair, to something very complex as, say, conducting a meeting for a massive conference that he is in charge of. Those are complex things in life. Whatever the activity they're doing, a person who is living in the present moment, also called mindfulness, is somebody who keeps the mind with the activity they're doing. And when the mind wanders away from the activity they're doing in various kinds of thoughts and to various objects, they bring the mind back to the activity you're doing by noting that mind has wandered. So let me give you an example. Say you are studying. You have opened your book and now your mind wanders to, shall I check Facebook? Now, usually what you might do is either you will with force constrain yourself and refuse to get into this urge of checking Facebook, or you might just impulsively go to Facebook feeling very uncomfortable by doing that, but you're still doing the Facebook thing. Now, a person, on the other hand, who is mindful or say living in the present moment, would also be studying, and this thought or the urge might come saying, let me go to Facebook. Now, such a person, on the other hand, will see the mind saying or the urge popping up, let me go on Facebook. But because he's aware of the thought, he has a split second to decide, am I going to give in to this urge? Or am I going to see it as an urge, see it as a thought, but something that I don't really need to act on? And continues with the study. He feels anxious or she feels anxious because she didn't give in to this urge of going on the Facebook, but because she or he didn't give in to it, with time, this urge and the anxiety subsides and it's a thing of the past. Which category of person are you? Now, if you want, I'm sure when you listen to when I said this, you realize that the second person is obviously much more in control of his or her life and obviously much more successful in his daily activities. That is because he's practiced present moment awareness. So, how do you practice this present moment awareness, including in your daily study? What you do is from the moment you get up in the morning until you go to bed again, that is all your waking moments, you strive, you put forward effort to keep your mind with the activity you're doing, whether it's walking, whether it's drinking water, whether it's chit-chatting with your friends, whether it's eating your breakfast, whether it's cleaning your house, whether it's talking to your colleagues about important marketing meeting, whether it's making some lecture notes, whether it's making some study notes, whether it's washing your hair, whether it's watering your plants, whatever of the myriad of activities we do in a day, you do it with full awareness you're doing it. And when the mind wanders away from that, whether it's washing the hair, watering the plants, conducting that marketing meeting, making your study notes, when the mind wanders away to so many things it usually wanders away, you realize it has wandered away. You know that. And then you gently bring it back to the activity. As you keep on training your mind, you tame your mind from this tendency to just keep on wandering at its beck and forth, like a kite that has lost its owner. Usually, kite that doesn't have an owner, it just flies around, lost, until it gets stuck in a tree, and that's the end of the kite. Your minds are usually like that. It's so lost. It gets stuck when you're studying either at Facebook, Twitter, texting a friend, reading some other book, watching a TV program, what all the time you should be actually studying. It's gone and got stuck like that kite. Present moment awareness is like getting an owner to that kite, getting an owner to your mind, which is beyond your control. Now you got a technique to keep it under control. And what is that? Every time you realize that mind has wandered, even if it has wandered for 10 minutes and you are lost in thoughts, bring back to what you are doing. It's okay that the 10 minutes were lost in thought. But once you know, don't continue knowingly in those thoughts. Bring it back to the activity you're doing. Like that, tame your mind daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And you will see as you go on, your ability to concentrate when you're studying is so much more. The ability to cover lots of topics quicker than before is more. And the amount you studied and the amount you retain in your memory is more. And the ability for you to retrieve the information you study is more. So I wish you all the best in your studies, and I wish you even more best for being in the present moment, including this very beautiful practice of living in the present moment, whether it's for study or for your entire life, where you will enjoy life more than you ever did before. I wish you well. And if you feel that these clips in my channel has been useful to you, enriched your life, brought out the best in you, I invite you to subscribe to me. Thank you and all the best to you.